on that as we welcome you to your Wednesday morning, friends. It's great to see you. I'm Rita Garcia.
And I'm Samica Knight. Happy hump day to you. Meteorologist Elita Loresca is starting us off with the forecast. Good morning.
Good morning, friends. A beautiful start to the morning. I know it doesn't feel like that when you step outside, but a live look outside, and we've got great visibility this morning over downtown. Let's get you started with what you can expect temperature-wise. Temperatures dropping into the upper 70s to low 80s, mid 80s right now in Huntsville after temperatures soared well past the century mark. 102 at Bush Airport, just dodging the record by 1 degree. We're headed in that direction for today once again. Here's a look at the feels like temperatures. We've got a range of upper 70s in LaGrange this morning, Navasota in the upper 70s. Meanwhile, low to mid 80s around Houston and Pearland, low 90s down in Galveston. Another round of heat advisories and excessive heat warnings. As you know, those excessive heat warnings are for air temperatures that are right around 105 degrees or higher. Now, unlike the last couple of days, really no opportunity for catching a break with some cooling rain showers. We don't have a disturbance today. That disturbance has now moved out of the area, and with the heat ridge in place, we're going to stay mostly dry. The sea breeze really doesn't help us with any sort of sea breeze rain showers, but there could be a few clouds overhead as we get into the afternoon hours. Looking at partly cloudy conditions by 3 p.m. as temperatures top out in the low 100s. Taking a look at the 10-day forecast, we don't have a huge shift in the weather pattern, but I do have an update for you whether or not we see some rain in the forecast. Details coming up.
And Houston police have released some new video of yet another jugging incident. This time a man was attacked after leaving a bank, and those thieves have not been caught. Scary moments for shoppers at a Northwest Harris County HEB after an argument led to a shooting that happened inside of the grocery store. The man who fired the gun turned himself in. ABC 13's Giovanni Ligi has more on what the man told deputies.
Another round of triple-digit heat in play for today. And yes, it's going to be nearing the records for the next several days. Latest details straight ahead.
Yeah, my goodness. Lots to talk about in the world of sports. Hey, welcome to it, everybody, as we welcome you to your Wednesday. I'm Rita Garcia.
And I'm Samica Knight. Happy hump day to you. Meteorologist Elita Loresca is joining us with the four.
I know. I know, girl. Prepare. Prepare. Live look outside. Hazy getting an early start, maybe headed to boot camp this morning. Some drier air out to the west has it feeling actually a little bit better. 74 right now, the feels like temperature in Columbus, parts of Fort Bend County. Some of you waking up in Siena this morning. I know you felt it yesterday with a little drop in that humidity, but things very warm and humid along the coastline. Feels like temperature in Galveston at 91. We've got heat advisories, excessive heat warnings still in play. Unlike the last couple of days, we have some clouds, but no rain. We don't have a disturbance that could produce maybe a few cooling downpours. So the chance that you see rain today is near zero, unfortunately. This afternoon, we're looking for highs in the low 100s. We'll talk more in detail about this weather pattern and when we may see a little bit of a shift, a little bit of a change coming up in just a few minutes. Sam.
It is 6:03, and former President Donald Trump is now facing a third criminal indictment. A Washington, D.C. grand jury indicted him after hearing evidence in the special counsel investigation into allegations he interfered in the 2020 election.
Okay, let's talk sports because he's here. Well, not really, but this is really cool. Look at that. Framber Valdez is with us, made history becoming the first Astros left-hander to throw a no-hitter. Valdez threw the 16th no-hitter in Astros history.
Well, the study found that Texas has the highest reproductive health vulnerability of all U.S. states, and it also discovered women living in maternity care deserts in Texas, like Grimes, Waller, Austin, and San Jacinto counties, travel more than 3 times farther to reach a family planning clinic than those living in full access counties.
We are taking you on 6 Stops at 6 here at 6:16, looking at news from just outside the loop, and we're focused in on areas like Porter, North Houston, the Woodlands, even today, and Crosby. And we're starting.
Well, now to your next 3 stops here. In Porter, authorities are searching for burglars who broke into and then stole from a hardware store.
Goodness, it'll be here before you know it. Many kids will be going back to school by the end of the month. So I guess take full advantage of trying to beat the heat outside, right?
It's going to be tough, definitely. We've got extreme heat all across the south and east of Texas, but also expanding into Louisiana. All of Louisiana under an excessive heat warning. That's for those temperatures above 105 degrees. We've got heat index values above 108 degrees all along I-10 and toward our coastal communities, but our northern counties will be experiencing air temperatures above 105 degrees. Thankfully, we are getting that drop in temperatures this morning. Sunrise time this morning, a little after 6:30 this morning. Not seeing much in the way of cloud cover for us. A little bit of haze. Temperature readings right around 80 degrees. The winds are calm. Meanwhile, in Galveston right now, where we're seeing a beautiful live picture over Pleasure Pier, you're sitting at 82 degrees. The winds out of the west-southwest. How about a live picture of our supermoon?
Update. All right, Tammy, thanks so much for that. Only on 13 this morning, a warning about a female bank jugger targeting older people.
Well, I talked about this crime all last week. You may remember it's when crooks follow bank customers to rob them and then steal from them, unfortunately. ABC 13's Charly Edsitty has video from some recent juggings in the Memorial area. Charly, good morning.
Good morning, Samica. Well, the victim here is an 80-year-old grandfather. He did not want to share his identity, but did agree to speak out in order to warn other people about this suspect. So HPD has created a citywide task force in order to address this problem. And we did reach out to that Chase Bank trying to get a statement on what's going on here. And they tell us that they have been working with that HPD task force, trying to assist them as best they can. So, of course, the advice here from police is that if you are going to the bank while you're there, even when you're leaving, you need to be paying attention to your surroundings. And, of course, if you see anybody following you, don't go home. Instead, drive to a police station or somewhere safe where you know you can get some help. Charly Edsitty, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.
All right, and thank you, Charly. Really, that echoes what a police lieutenant told me all last week. In fact, we spent the week talking about juggers and the best ways to avoid. In the Weather Center with Elita this morning, and I checked Twitter, and people are laughing at you about these leather seats. But it is true. If you do have leather seats, and in this type of heat, like the thighs, if you
everything, right? Everything.
Arms, the back of the arm, everything.
You don't realize how hot it can get inside your car until you slip in there. And if you're wearing shorts, you're sticking to the leather seats. And I mean, it's just a whole deal. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, make sure
ladies.
they're long shorts, okay?
Longer shorts.
Yeah, longer shorts. All right.
Look, I have my mommy shorts too. Stop it. All right, weather-wise for today. Good morning, friends. It's a beautiful start to your Wednesday morning. What about those temperatures out there? Thankfully, this morning, we are seeing temperatures drop. We're getting a breeze coming in out of the south and west. So that's like a slightly drier wind. I know, I would rather have a northeast breeze, but that southwest breeze, I'll take it because it does have our feels like temperatures down in the low to mid 70s, especially south and west of Houston, but closer to the coastline where you may not be encountering that dry breeze. We're looking at higher humidity. The feels like temperatures are in the low 90s. Hey, pool time. You squeezing out all those, as many pool days as you can with your little ones before school starts. Well, today, similar to yesterday, we're going to be seeing temperatures climb upper 90s by 1 o'clock, and that's going to place the feels like temperature around 106, and that's in the shade. Tack on additional 10-15 degrees if you're in complete sunshine. Meanwhile, highs today somewhere around 102 in Houston, but further up to the north, those feels like temperatures are going to be, or rather the air temperatures will be 105 or above. You can see that with our heat advisories and our excessive heat warnings. Here's a look at the highs. 106 in College Station. Humble, you're at 101, closer to the coastline in the low 90s. In addition to those heat advisories, also dealing with an ozone pollution watch. Thankfully, our ozone levels right now are just fine. It's looking good. It's this afternoon with the light breeze or the calm wind and all.
Houston police, meantime, are warning about juggers. Those are the thieves who follow you from banks and rob you.
Well, this after a woman tried to rob 2 people in the Memorial area. ABC 13's Charly Edsitty has that story. Good morning to you, Charly.
Good morning, Samica. Well, both of the victims in these situations are over the age of 75 years old, and it's believed the same suspect targeted both of those people after they had left the same bank, the Chase Bank located on Memorial. Up on your incidents, unfortunately, are jugging incidents that are happening in our city. And so one of the tips here is that you have to be very aware of your surroundings as you are at the bank, even after you leave the bank. And one of the tips here is that if you do feel like somebody is following you, you should not head home. Instead, you should go to the closest police station. Charly Edsitty, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.
Good Morning America is coming up at the top of the hour, 7 a.m. right here on ABC 13. We've got who we got. Oh, there he is. Hi.